Some days, the heart becomes tired in a way that is difficult to explain. Nothing terrible has happened, nothing dramatic. It is simply a long day. Too many thoughts, too many small things that quietly pile up until the mind feels heavy. And so we become silent. People often say that growing up means learning how to endure. But what they rarely mention is that growing up also means learning how to carry a certain kind of loneliness. Not every feeling can be explained to someone else. Not every sadness can be turned into words. Some emotions simply stay inside the chest, like a soft rain that never quite stops. It is quiet, but it lingers. During moments like these, people often look for a place to hide for a while. Some hide in music, some hide inside books. Some walk for a long time through streets filled with wind and city lights. And some people simply look for a quiet corner to sit down. Not because they want someone to understand, but because they need a moment where nothing is expected from them. I used to have a strange little habit. Whenever my thoughts felt too loud, I would climb up to the rooftop. The rooftops of old houses are not very high, but from up there, you can see things that cannot be seen from the ground. Rows of rooftops stretching into the distance, windows still glowing with warm light, the faint sound of a television somewhere in the neighborhood, the gentle clinking of dishes during dinner, and sometimes the deep, quiet spaces between houses. If you stand there long enough, something interesting begins to happen. You start to realize that every home is holding its own story. One house is full of laughter, another is silent. Another might be worrying about tomorrow. Another might simply be trying to get through a difficult day. Every person you pass in life is carrying something invisible. We see each other every day and assume everyone is doing fine. But behind every smile, there may be 1,000 untold things. Maybe that is why people feel calmer when they look at the sky. The sky never asks us what we have achieved. It never asks if we are successful enough. It simply stays there, wide, quiet, and big enough to hold every feeling we have. There were nights when I stayed on the rooftop for a long time. The wind moved softly through my hair. The city slowly became quieter. One by one, the lights in the neighborhood began to fade. And in that quiet moment, the thoughts in my head also began to slow down. I started remembering very small things. A simple family dinner, the sound of someone calling my name from the kitchen, a gentle question that seemed so ordinary. How was your day? The person asking might not realize how important that question is, but sometimes a single sentence like that is enough to remind someone that they still have a place to return to. Human beings are stronger than we often believe. We go through difficult seasons. We learn how to accept disappointment. We learn how to stand up again after things do not go the way we hoped. But what keeps people moving forward is not always determination. Sometimes it is simply a small piece of warmth. A light still on in the house. A warm meal waiting on the table. Someone who is still there. Life does not always require us to move quickly. Some days we are allowed to slow down. We are allowed to feel tired. We are allowed to sit quietly and breathe for a moment. No one can be strong all the time, and that is perfectly okay. If one day your heart feels too full, try to find a quiet place. Maybe a balcony, maybe a small corner of your room, maybe a rooftop somewhere above the noise of the world. Sit there for a while. Look up at the sky. You may realize that the world is still incredibly wide. The difficulties of today will eventually pass, just like the night wind. Maybe slowly, but they will pass. And when you finally stand up, walk down the stairs, and return to your home, you might hear something familiar. The sound of water running in the kitchen, the quiet movements of someone cleaning up, or perhaps a simple question waiting for you. Are you feeling better now? And in that moment, you may understand something very important. Sometimes the reason people keep going is not because of grand dreams or big ambitions. Sometimes it is simply because there is still a small light somewhere, waiting for them to come home.